Hello guys, today we are going to discuss in detail about LMTD method. Now, we have already learnt in Newton's law of cooling that for a convective heat transfer coefficient, the heat transfer rate Q can be expressed as HA delta T, where H is the heat transfer coefficient or the convective heat transfer coefficient. Now, we studied heat exchanger as an advancement of this convection where there is a combined mode of convection as well as conduction. So to counter for both these modes, we introduce a new parameter called overall heat transfer coefficient. So in analogy to the Newton's law of cooling, for a particular heat exchanger, I can also write the heat transfer rate Q is equal to UA delta T. But here, the temperature difference delta T continuously varies with location. So delta T might be one value at the inlet of the heat exchanger, whereas delta T will be different at the midsection or at the end of the heat exchanger. So to have a more convenient approach, we introduce an average value of temperature difference, which is usually represented by delta Tm or in some literature as theta m. Here the U is the overall heat transfer coefficient, As is the heat transfer area, and delta Tm or theta m is the appropriate average temperature difference between the two fluids. Now this delta Tm and theta m is logarithmic in nature, or it was found to be logarithmic in nature, and we called it as log mean temperature difference. To define this log mean temperature difference, it is a temperature difference which, if constant, would give the same rate of heat transfer as actually occurs under variable conditions of heat transfer. So this delta Tm needs to be derived for different configurations of heat exchanger for parallel flow, counter flow and cross flow. So first we will discuss LMTD for parallel flow heat exchangers. Alright, so here it shows an arrangement for a parallel flow heat exchanger where there is hot fluid flowing through the inner pipe, cold fluid through the outer pipe, and both the fluids are flowing in the same directions. Now the important thing to notice here is the temperature distribution diagram. The inlet temperature of the hot fluid is TH1. It gets reduced to TH2, whereas the temperature of the cold fluid which was initially at TC1 increases to TC2. Now since it is a parallel flow, both fluid directions are shown in the same direction. So initial there is a temperature difference which we represented by theta1, which is TH1 minus TC1, and at the end of the heat exchanger there is a temperature difference theta2 equal to TH2 minus TC2. Now we are going to take an elemental area within the heat exchanger of, let's say, an area dA. At the inlet the temperature is TH, cold water temperature is TC. The temperature difference can be denoted by theta, and we are moving a distance dA, and there is a change in temperature of dTH and dTc for the hot water and the cold water respectively. Let the heat transfer happening there be given by dq. Okay, now this dq can be written as u dA th minus tc or u dA delta t. Now as a result of heat transfer dq through the dA, the cold fluid gets heated up as well as the hot fluid gets cooled. Now when we are considering it in the direction of flow, we can say that the heat transfer dq with respect to the hot fluid is minus mhcph dth. This negative sign is to counter for the decrease in temperature of the hot fluid, which is the same as mc cpc dtc. Okay, this can also be written as u dA th minus tc. Now since here dth is negative, we are introducing a negative sign to have the absolute value of heat transfer. From here we can write dTh equal to minus dq by mhCph. Now we have already discussed in the previous lecture the product m dot h into Cph is called the heat capacity. So we write it as minus dq by ch. Similarly, for the cold fluid, I can write dTc equal to dq by cc. Subtracting this equation and this equation, we have dTh minus dTc equal to minus dq into 1 by ch plus 1 by cc. Now this dTh minus dTc, which is a temperature difference, is denoted by d theta. Now this dq we have already defined in the previous slide as dq is equal to minus, or dq is equal to u dA th minus tc. This th minus tc is again nothing but theta. So we can rearrange this equation as d theta by theta is equal to minus u dA into 1 by ch plus 1 by cc. So obviously next we will integrate it between the inlet condition and outlet condition, where theta is changing from theta 1 to theta 2 and area is changing from 0 to A. Now integrating the equation and substituting for Ch. So to find Ch, we have the heat gained by the hot fluid will be equal to the heat the heat gained by the cold fluid will be equal to the heat lost by the hot fluid. From here we will get the value of 1 by Ch and 1 by Cc. We substitute the values of 1 by Ch and 1 by Cc in the previous equation, and integrating we will get ln theta 2 by theta 1 is equal to minus ua into th1 minus th2 by q plus tc2 minus tc1 by q. Rearranging the equation and solving, we will get ln theta 2 by theta 1 is equal to ua by q into th2 minus tc2 minus th1 minus tc1. This is nothing but theta 2, which is the temperature difference at the end of the heat exchanger, and this is the temperature difference at the inlet of the heat exchanger, which can be written as theta 1. So here rearranging and equating for q, you will get q is equal to ua theta 2 minus theta 1 by ln theta 2 by theta 1. While defining LMTD, we told that q is also equal to ua into LMTD. So equating these two equations, we have LMTD for a parallel flow heat exchanger as theta m equal to theta 2 minus theta 1 by ln theta 2 by theta 1, which is also written as theta 1 minus theta 2 by ln theta 1 by theta 2. Now in many literature, this LMTD theta m is also represented as delta TLM, and theta 1 theta is mostly represented as delta T1 and delta T2. This can be seen in most literature and in many standard data books. So this gives you the LMTD for a parallel flow heat exchanger. Now we are going to discuss about counter flow heat exchanger. The only difference that is going to happen here is in the temperature profile diagram. The hot fluid, if we are considering in the direction of the heat exchanger, the hot fluid, the temperature decreases, whereas the cold fluid, the flow is in the opposite direction and its temperature increases. So if you are going to write the equations, the heat transfer in that element dq is the same as uda th minus tc, which can be written as uda delta t. Now the difference arises when we are writing for the heat transfer for the element. Here the dTh, if you are considering the fluid direction, or if you are considering the heat transfer in the direction of heat exchanger length, we have dTh also negative and dTc also negative. So you will have to write dq is equal to minus m dot h Cph by d into dTh, which is same as m dot c Cpc into dTc, which is evident in this diagram. So if you are going in this direction, the temperature of the hot fluid also decreases, as well as the temperature of the cold fluid also decreases. So we will have dq is equal to the set equations. From there we are going to repeat the same procedure that we repeated in the derivation for parallel flow heat exchangers. We will equate for dTh dTc. We will subtract these two. We will have an equation minus dq change dth minus dtc into d theta, and then we are going to substitute the values of 1 by ch and 1 by cc after substituting for q. So we'll have d theta by theta equal to minus u into dA 1 by ch minus 1 by cc. Here we will find the value of 1 by ch and 1 by cc from the equation. We will substitute this into the equation and integrate to get ln theta 2 by theta 1 is equal to minus ua by q into th1 minus tc2 minus th2 minus tc1. Now this th1 minus tc2 is equal to theta 1 and th2 minus tc1 is equal to theta 2. If we are equating both, we will get the equation for LMTD for a counterflow heat exchanger as theta 1 minus theta 2 by ln theta 1 by theta 2. Now you might be wondering that both parallel flow and counterflow heat exchangers are having the same LMTD equations. Both are showing theta 1 minus theta 2 by ln theta 1 by theta 2. But the point to note here is that the description or the concept of theta 1 and theta 2 is different for both the cases. This is quite evident from the temperature profile diagram. In parallel flow, theta 1 value is Th1 minus Tc1, whereas in counterflow, the value is Th1 minus Tc2. So in analysis of heat exchanger, it is quite necessary to first draw the temperature profile based on whether the heat exchanger is a parallel flow or a counter flow. Now in this counter flow, there arises a peculiar case when the theta 1 and theta values are same. So in that case, the LMTD becomes indeterminate form. You might have learned about this in your mathematics classes. So here you are going to apply L'Hospital rule, and for such cases, in order to find the heat transfer rate, you need not find LMTD, but you can directly find the heat transfer rate. Q is equal to UA theta. Now this case arises in some numerical problems, so you might note this. For same or for LMTD being 0 or for temperature differences in counterflow exchanges to be 0, the heat transfer Q is given as Q is equal to UA theta, where theta can be either theta 1 or theta 2. Now moving on to another factor, which is another term similar to LMTD, which is known as AMTD, arithmetic mean temperature difference. Okay, so this is mainly used when the temperature variations are relatively small and the variation curves are approximately straight lines, so there is no adequate separations between the inlet and the outlet. There we use this concept called arithmetic mean temperature difference. So AMTD, it is like arithmetic mean, which is nothing but summing and dividing by 2. So Th1 by Th2 by 2 will give you the arithmetic mean of the hot water, and Tc1 plus Tc2 by 2 will give you the arithmetic mean of the cold water, which we can rearrange and write it as theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. But practical considerations suggest that LMTD be invariably used when the ratio of temperature difference at the inlet and outlet is greater than 1.7. Now moving on to multipass and crossflow heat exchangers, we can derive LMTD equations for multipass and crossflow heat exchanger in the same way as a counterflow and parallel flow arrangement, but the equation becomes quite complex. In such cases, it is convenient to relate the temperature difference to the logarithm mean temperature difference for a counterflow case. So in order to find the LMTD for a multipass and crossflow heat exchanger, we have to estimate the LMTD or the average temperature based on the LMTD for a counterflow arrangement acting between the same temperature limit. That is done by multiplying the LMTD for a counterflow with a correction factor F. This F is called the correction factor, which mainly depends on the geometry of the heat exchanger, and delta T LMCF is the LMTD corresponding to the counterflow heat exchanger. So you first find the LMTD corresponding to counterflow arrangement, then multiply it by a correction factor to get LMTD for a multi-pass and a cross-flow heat exchanger. Now to find this F, we are going to use two temperature ratios defined by P and R. These definitions are given as T2 minus T1 by T1 minus T2 and T1 minus T2 by T2 minus T1. Here 1 and 2 represents inlet and outlet. The important thing to note is capital T and small t in a shell and tube side. Capital T represents the shell side and small t represents the tube side. So the value of P ranges between 0 and 1. The value of R ranges from 0 to infinity. For a condenser or a boiler, the value of F is usually 1. Now these factors you need not by heart because it is available in your data book. So you can right now I have put a sample here, a sample of page from data book for a one shell pass and 2, 4 or multiple tube passes. So here you can see designations given. Small t represents tube pass, capital T represents shell pass. So we have found two factors. P is on the x-axis and you can see curves for R values. Once we know these two data, we can interpolate the value of correction factor from the data book itself. Similarly, the LMTD equations which we derived earlier also need not be by hearted because all these values are available in the data book. So this is a screenshot or snapshot of the data book. So here you can see the general equation for heat transfer Q given as UA delta T LM. Now you will have to find you need to know how to find this delta Tm or logarithmic mean temperature difference, LMTD. That LMTD equations is given for different configurations. So for parallel flow it is given as T1 minus T2 by T2 like this. For counterflow it is given as this equation. So what these terms mean, you can find it out from the right hand notations column. So capital T1 represents the entry temperature of hot fluid, T2 exit temperature. So all these designations are also given in the right hand column of notations. Now also you can see the last case which we discussed, which is a multi-pass and cross flow arrangement. Here the heat transfer Q is nothing but the heat transfer equation for a counter flow multiplied by the shape factor. Now this shape factor F can be found from R and P from the pages 167 to 170. Okay, so that was a lot of information. For any doubt, please comment below on the video and I will get back to you. So see you in the next lecture.